Test. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Test.
Okay, Chick. We got
Testing.
DJ Ibit Chick on the mic. We got AJ.
Yo.
Let's get it. Episode 33, Caption World Podcast, coming up in a few minutes. Capturing the world.
New Jersey did it.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is David Carmichael II. This is the Caption World Podcast, episode 33. Man, I got some friends that are back on the podcast. Haven't seen them in a long time, so I'm glad to have them back, man. Got my homeboy AJ back.
Yo.
Got my homeboy DJ Ibit Chick, aka Chick, back on the pod.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, come up a little closer to the mic,
Hey,
man.
man, I'm tired, man. I'm here.
Me and Chick just had a battle, man. We just had an IG battle, R&B classics from the 90s and the early 2000s, man. Shout out to all the people that watched that IG live. Even though they tried to kick us off, man, because at first, what was the first song we played, Chick? That they kicked that live off.
Can We Talk?
Yeah, Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell. As soon as you played it, man, it was like I got a message on my IG live. It was like, you're playing content that you don't own, or something like that. Or if you do own it, you can resume, and if you don't, we're gonna cut it off. So I hit resume, and they was like, "Yep, you're lying. Cut that joint off." So I was like, "Dang." So we got up there again. We kept playing some songs. Then we played Lauryn Hill, one of those Lauryn Hill songs, and then they cut us off again. Got back on. Then we ended up playing what was the last song they cut us off at? Mary J song, Be Happy. And then they cut us off again. So, but through all that, man, we still able to have a good competition.
I won.
Nah, I feel like I won, bro. I was doing hit after hit, man. But hey, it was fun though. We gotta do it again though, next weekend or something like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Also, shout out to all of our Spotify listeners, Apple Podcast listeners, YouTube listeners, for rocking with us. We are still in quarantine right now. A couple of us are still, able to go a couple of places, but we were just talking about it earlier, how we wasn't able to find toilet paper and paper towels, stuff like that still are unavailable. Yeah, man, like, how do y'all feel about that? Like, it seems like a lot of people, and because we about to talk about like reselling sneakers and stuff like that coming up soon. But even with this coronavirus stuff going on, a lot of people are taking the opportunity, or have already took the opportunity to like resell certain items like toilet paper and paper towels and hand sanitizer. Like, how do you feel about that? You think that's like a good business opportunity, or it's like half and half? Like, it's kind of being inconsiderate to the people that really need that stuff. You don't need so much of that stuff.
I will say it's a hustle and it's inconsiderate.
Right.
I would say it's the hustle because it's pretty hard right now with jobs where people aren't, they aren't working. So it's like, all right, what could I do to still provide? Because job might stop, but the bills are not stopping. So
Facts.
So it's like, all right, cool. What do they need? What's the demand right now? So they probably stocked up with the Sam's Club or Costco or something like that. Got them in a wholesale, packaged them up. They sell them. Like, you can find them on OfferUp, Let Go, Amazon. But I heard that Amazon is like trying to monitor that from people from doing it.
I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, but they trying to make a living. But yeah, it's inconsiderate because people like this is things that people need. So
right. Yeah, I can agree with that too because I mean, the reselling game is throughout all of the business, but I mean, in this case, I feel like those things shouldn't be the things you should try to resell right now. In the time period being right now, a lot of people need that stuff, and it's like you don't need all that stuff. Then you're trying to resell it to get more money for yourself, making it harder for normal people to get what they need to get. Um, but yeah, so how you feel about that, chick?
I feel the same.
Like, cause all I got is toilet paper right now. Like, and pretty soon I'm gonna run out of that, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like,
Nah, for real. Cause I've been saying the same thing with the toilet paper and the paper towels. It's pretty rough to find. Like I haven't seen them at Sam's Club for like 2-3 weeks now. I heard the best time to shop is like in the morning.
yeah, but they let
Elderly.
the elderly go in first, which is not mad at that. But
Yeah.
I had went to Kroger the other day, man. I was waiting in line, and I was like, all right, maybe the store didn't open up yet, and they probably just gonna let a little bit of people go in. And then by the time I got to the front, she was like, "Oh, senior citizen?" I was like, "Huh? No." She was like, "Oh yeah, senior citizens only, and from 7 to 8." And I was like, "Dang, you could at least put like a sign up to let me know. Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have stayed in this line so long. You could have walked down the line and told people as they were in line, like, okay, if you're in line, you're not an elderly person, you should probably come back later." But they ain't say none of that. They just let you stay in line until we got to the front. So kind of wasting my time.
Nobody was gonna say anything, even though they saw you in the store shopping.
Man, I don't, cause like I was in line outside, and then it was like in my mind I was like, okay, it's a lot of elderly people, but I just thought that older people shop in the morning, so I was like, okay, well, that's probably what they do. I'm gonna just get my stuff and leave, but I ain't getting no hint from nobody. They just looked at me and was like, yeah, he not getting in.
They was like, "Oh, he look old."
He must got Benjamin Button disease or something, because he don't look like he elderly, but he might be really 80.
But what if you're shopping for the elderly then?
See, I don't know.
Because
I
all
don't know how that would
elderly
work.
can't, all elderly can't make it to the store. So what if you shopping for them?
I don't know how to answer that.
I'm not sure how these rules actually work out here.
Right.
Like, I'm just
Because it could be a
just out here.
possibility. Like, I'm going to shop for my grandma and
Ain't
grandpa.
no real rules.
no real rules.
Heck no.
No.
They just throwing stuff at us right now.
Yeah, they're just making up stuff as they go along, bro. And then, like, you got, and that's another thing I want to talk about, too. Like, what business opportunities can you see come from this? Like, I know that a lot of people are out of business. A lot of people are without jobs right now. But, like, it seems like people are still are making a way to create revenue for themselves. Like, a lot of people that have certain skills, like, if you know how to sew and stuff like that, man, you can be making a killing. Because I know my aunt, she, she's a seamstress and she can sew and everything. So, like, she killing them with the masks right now. Like, she's killing them, bro. Like, I heard that, like, I think my dad was trying to find a sewing machine over this weekend. And you can't find no sewing machine. Like, if you go to Joann's, like, arts and craft stores like Joann's and Michael's, even Walmart, you can't find no sewing machines. You can't really find that much fabric. Like, everybody's, like, having the same idea. Like, you might think, like, oh, I get a sewing machine. Nah, like, everybody already thought about that.
Yeah, I went to Michael's maybe 2 days in a row, yesterday and the day before, and they were saying they was out of fabric.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that because I'm not like a real big arts and craft person, but yeah.
Yeah, bro, like, they killing them, man.
Sense.
Yeah, like, and then I know I'm selling masks on my website, but the ones I have, they kind of go over the top of your head, so you can kind of use it for multi-purpose things. Like, you can use it, like, if it get colder outside later on this year, you can use it as like a face guard, or you can use it as a mask, or use it as like a face shield when it get cold outside. It serves different purposes, but a lot of different people are just making like the regular masks that go over your face and your mouth and your nose and stuff like that. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people making masks, man. It's making a killing. And then, like, they making different, like, not just regular cloth. Like, they got the NFL teams, Marvel, like, whatever different, whatever you like, man. They got different ones like that. So they kind of added some custom threads on it too. So I mean, it's bringing a lot of I guess, bringing the best out of you for you to try to come up with different ideas to try to survive during this time. But I know we was talking about the movie theaters too. Saying like AMC might close down. Do you already see that happening? Like, I think that might really happen, or is there a way they can be able to survive after this, like to get back to where they used to?
Um, that's pretty tough because um right now it's like movies that are supposed to be in the movie theaters. It allows you to see them from home now.
Really?
I'm talking about like a actual legit way where I saw I believe like Fandango is on my TV and they said, oh, you can rent this movie. I think it was like Invisible Man, like you can rent this movie. So
Right.
I think these movie companies are starting to make deals with the other companies that are on TV, like Tubi TV, um, Fandango, a couple of other movie apps that are on the TV. But I think they're starting to make deals where you can rent them, and it's actually pretty a good, to be honest, if you have like a family of like 4 or 5, that's going to cost you a lot going to taking them to AMC.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say, hey, we could maybe pay $20 here at home, we can watch it, be comfortable wearing whatever we want to watch, wear, eat whatever we want to eat.
Right.
We not really spending money. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do that in the comfort of my own home. But
That's
some
true, too.
people, I mean, it could work out for AMC because the movies hold something, maybe like something dear to their heart, like different family memories that they hold together, like
Right.
traditions and stuff.
Right. Like, it's always, like, I guess something that you always look forward to is going to the movies with your family and seeing like a new release every now and then.
About to say, after this, I don't see the movies dying because nobody wants to be in the house no more.
Mm-hmm.
After this, everybody about to let loose. Like, you about to be at the beach. Yeah, put this thing up. Talk to me real nice. This DJ have a chick on this thing.
Hold on, I got you.
Oh, get a
There you
little
go.
close there. There we go.
Oh, I was going up. Go. Keep talking. I got you.
But yeah. Oh, damn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think everybody gonna want to really be out the house because it's like you being in the house too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing people. It ain't killing me because I still gotta go to work, so I'm
Right,
outside.
right.
But I'm seeing people like really saying, "Man, I feel like I'm in jail." I'm like, in your own house?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when people say they feel like they're in jail, they haven't really been to jail.
I'm like,
Right, like you
You
can't.
haven't really been to jail, so but I understand the concept that you're trying to make.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what the point that you're trying to make, or
they're not saying don't go
Yeah.
outside. Like, if you want to, go stand in front of your door. You don't have to.
mm-hmm.
If you want some fresh air, go stand in front of your door. But don't be like, all right, I'm just stuck in the house. They telling me stay here. They're not saying that just stay in the house 24/7. They are, but they not. Like, get some fresh air. They go back in.
Right.
Just don't be around a lot of people trying to touch people, trying to talk in front of people and all that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but I think that all in all, when this is all over, I think there are going to be some real huge major changes in the world. I think this is going to teach some people to just use what you really need and don't overuse things.
Right.
Because it's pretty hard to find things that we need right now. I know that's it's really it's a little weird right now to see things. I know, but I know this is hurting. I know just for like the sneaker culture, this is hurting that world because I mean it could be hurting that world just because the simple fact of this is how some people make a living.
Well, it's helping me, boy. Let them prices come down.
I mean, it's like, yeah, the prices are coming down on the shoes because people aren't working and being able to buy the shoes. So it's like, all right, cool. Let's bring the prices down on the shoes. And when we bring the prices down on the shoes, maybe we can have some people to buy. Now, like for me, I'm okay because I'm actually still working. I'm fortunate enough to still be working.
Right.
And so I can buy the shoes. But for somebody who's not working, it's like, all right, I don't care how low that price is getting. I might not buy it. Now, if you talking about like, if you see maybe some Jordan 19s or some 21s or 20s coming down to resell to like 100, I'm talking about some OG ones, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it regardless if I'm working or not, because I can resell it for probably more. So.
That's crazy. He ain't even gonna resell it. He just want to keep it,
I
broke or
would-
not.
Yeah, I would keep them. I'm not really big into reselling anymore. I want to keep my shoes, but I understand it.
Well, yeah. Before we talk about that though, like I can see how this Corona thing is really affecting everybody, and I think like the difference between this and maybe anything else we've seen in our lives is that it's affecting everyone from to somebody working a 9 to 5 to like a millionaire or whatever. Like even the NBA players are trying to figure out how they still can get paid. Like I don't know what the rules are or how their contracts are set up, but it's a lot of talk about, you know, are we still gonna be able to get paid, or like how does this work? Like we never seen nothing like this. So what do we have? What does the NBA have and the Players Association have? Like, do they have an agreement for something like this already, or have anybody ever thought about this? Like, how it's gonna work? You know, like even like people that perform, like singers, rappers, you know, that's supposed to go on tour, you know, like had to cancel their tours. But the thing about music, you know, you can still release music and put it on streaming services. But if you provide like an entertainment service, like I guess if you're an NBA player, like people, you get paid off of you playing games in front of people. So it's like no other way you can make money, especially if you haven't invested in anything else besides you just playing basketball. Like a lot of players have, you know, or have other side businesses. But if you're like a rookie or like a player that's on a 10-day contract, or it's a lot of different situations. So it's affecting everybody.
I mean, from what I heard for the NBA, that the players are being paid the rest of their like salary for the year. That's from what I've heard. But also how like the other players, how the players have their other business ventures. That's the same thing with the NBA owners. They have their other business ventures. That's how they're able to actually own these teams. Like they just don't rely on the team. So it's like, okay, they're probably pulling money from different other places and paying them. But I mean, these are very wealthy people, and it's not just like one owner of a team. It's like maybe a family owns a team. I mean, maybe like other little small investors own the team too. I mean, you have some people own that one team, like Steve Ballmer. I believe he's the only sole owner of the Clippers. But you know, and I think Dolan for the Knicks. But other people like the Cavs, they have like multiple owners.
Don't he got the Corona, the Knicks owner?
Yeah, James Dolan. Yeah, he does have the Corona.
I ain't know that.
Yeah, they had announced that maybe like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they announced it that he had it. So,
has there been any update on how he's feeling?
I haven't heard an update so far. The only people I heard the update for were the Lakers. They said they're fine. Then Brooklyn Nets are fine. Well, yeah, heard about Utah, but they're having a little player issue between Gobert and Mitchell.
I heard about that, man. They really having.
They talk about
really falling
trading down,
right?
Trading one.
The Sixers are open, so yeah.
Nobody's coming to the Sixers even in Corona.
Bro,
so.
we're talking right now to Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes. Like we talking to different teams, whatever.
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I don't know what that
What's
one
he gonna do?
from. But we want to get rid
Carolina boy. I'm talking like this.
We want to get rid of Al Horford. That's why.
Ooh.
Because he's not really fitting. It's too much weight in the paint. Too much body weight in that paint, bro.
You need to trade our coach. That's what you need to trade.
That's crazy. This coming from you.
Yeah.
Y'all assistant coach give all respect to y'all head coach.
I mean, we have a very respectful coaching staff altogether.
No. Just Jason Kidd. Nobody cares about the rest.
I mean, Frank Vogel has done very well.
Don't nobody care about him.
Jason Kidd has done very well.
Outside the Lakers, don't nobody care about him.
I mean, we have a pretty great coaching staff. You know, you'll hop on the bandwagon one day.
Bro, y'all haven't won nothing. How about the bandwagon?
It's just a legacy that we carry.
Of losing, right?
Like y'all have way more losing seasons.
Bro, we never had a one player try to trade the whole team though.
That's LeBron effect. He been like that his whole career.
Man. Y'all just now getting TV time again.
Bro, we've been had TV time even when we were sorry. That's how crazy it was.
Nah, WGN don't count.
We don't come on WGN, so on channel.
Ain't WGN the other joint?
Yeah,
That's like Chicago.
Chicago Bulls joint, yeah.
and they have one Philly game each month.
When we play them.
I think the Wizards got like the MSNBC or whatever, but
Yeah, cancel that too.
man, I miss the days when we had TV time.
Bro,
That was rough.
y'all was so sorry. They was playing 2K games on that channel for y'all. Like they was
Yeah,
playing.
y'all
watching
lying.
I'm so serious. They was playing Wizards, playing somebody on 2K.
On 2K?
Yeah, on that channel.
Come on, man. They gotta. I don't know. Maybe once John Wall get back, maybe we'll make a little bit of noise. But you know, he getting older too. He almost 30. You know, so
Better stick to the Mystics.
the Mystics.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wild, bro. But what y'all? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll say what y'all think about the NBA season though. Like I know we just been talking about the NBA. Y'all, how do you think they're gonna be able to save the season? Like,
I don't think they are.
Yeah, I don't think they.
don't they? I feel like they gotta find a way, like to at least get a champion somehow. Like maybe that's not. Don't even finish the regular season. Just go straight to the playoffs and just find a way to like do it, even if it might hinder next season. Like maybe next season should start in December or January, just so you can save this season at least.
Some teams complaining, but some teams will complain because they still had a chance to get in the playoffs because with so many games left.
Well, maybe you can still finish the season and do the playoffs, but just try to save the season to make next season start late.
I think more if you think deeper into it, I think they probably gonna scratch the whole season because it's not like a playing even, like it's not like a level field right now. Not fair because some players are able to work out, like
Some can.
some can't, because when they was playing the like the players on the 2K on ESPN, they was saying that I remember what is it, Achimura? He was like he ain't, you know, he hasn't seen a gym. Devin Booker like
He don't need a jump. Neither one of them do.
Devin Booker was like, oh no, he's still practicing. Pat Beverly talking about he's still practicing. Like
The Greek freak said all he can do is work out. He ain't touch the ball because he ain't got no gym to play in.
yeah, like they don't have a gym to play, so you gonna be yeah.
I guess you might be right because the players still got to get back in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you started, I don't know how long it might take, but I mean they've been out of basketball for a minute, and I guess if you already been used to playing on these games like road trips and playing at home and getting to the groove of it, and then stop completely and then try to get back into it, it's like the playoffs might not be fair. Or you might have your star players might not be the same stars like as they were. Like they might still get off, but it won't be the same as them being completely in shape. So,
yeah, I think they're gonna throw away this season. Honestly,
that's very unfortunate, though.
It's
man.
very unfortunate because the Lakers were looking very sharp this year, but that's.
I'll take this if you throw it away because
I think it too because we won't go nowhere anyway.
We
You
need a
could throw
bench.
away.
Just let
The
me
next
get John
5 seasons
Wall.
for
We got
y'all.
John Wall back, everybody back. We good.
Yeah, y'all could take a couple of the 5
Y'all
Wizard
like
seasons.
y'all like the
Throw them away.
Redskins, baby boy.
Heck no. We got some stars. Even though they did my boy Bradley Beal wrong. He should have been an All-Star.
Yeah, that's
know,
a fact. That's a fact.
Giving them a 28 piece every night, dropping 50 pieces on them every other night. Mr. All-Star team, but it's all good though.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, man, the main topic we want to talk about is just the sneaker reselling game. We just kind of lightly spoke about that earlier in our conversation. But yeah, it's kind of a business within itself. I kind of can say like sneaker reselling is like the new real estate. People buying shoes and clothes and flipping them for more. So you got, I guess, eBay used to be, or I guess it still is. I don't know. Y'all do more of that than me. But I feel like back in the day, that's where you would go to resell stuff, especially sneakers. Like you go to eBay and resell shoes. And now you got like apps like StockX, Grailed, the Go app, different apps you can use to kind of resell your stuff. And even if you want to buy stuff, like maybe you couldn't get it for resale, you can go, if you can afford to pay that price, to pay more for something that you want, you can use these apps for that. I believe StockX might be the biggest one out of the three. Y'all don't quote me on that, but if y'all know more than me about that information, But this is one thing I didn't know. It was started by Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs, and some other people. It was started back in, like, I believe, 2015, and it has more than 800 employees in downtown Detroit. And I believe the company's worth over $1 billion now. So yeah, man, the days of waiting in line for shoes are over pretty much. Cause it kind of evolved from back in the day, like you can just go to the mall, maybe get some J's, and then it went to like having to wait in line before the store open to get shoes, and then it evolved to, like, I guess, getting raffle tickets from the actual stores, right? And then that kind of evolved to, like, you got to go on a sneakers app and get a drawing to get shoes. And then if you miss out on that, then you got to go and pay the resale price if you really want these shoes or these clothes or whatever. So it kind of evolved to like a real business, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, you have it seemed like the collabs are doing the most damage now. Like, you got the Off-White Jordan collabs. Like, every time Virgil releases like a collab on some J's, those sell out ASAP. And then if you can't get them for retail, you're gonna have to pay extra on these apps to get the shoes you want. And then you got the Travis Scotts. Every Jordan he releases sells out ASAP. Then you got, Fear of God. That one shoe he put out, it kind of wasn't as big as like the Virgil's collabs, but those did numbers too. And then you got Yeezy, he just doing his own thing by himself, so those are still selling pretty good too. And then you got Supreme. Supreme, it might not be as big as it used to be, but I can remember, like, people would buy Supreme collabs and just resell them online for like double, triple, quadruple the price. You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff is becoming like a business within itself. So how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think sneaker reselling is good for the culture, bad for the culture, a good business opportunity? Or how do y'all see that?
Depends on which way you're looking at it from. Because
Well, in your case, like you call yourself like a sneakerhead, right?
yeah.
So in your case, if you're trying to get some shoes that you want, is that making it harder for you, or you just know the game that you can kind of get? You have a better chance to get what you want.
I feel like now I'm at a point where it's just like if I see a shoe, I want it, I'm just gonna buy it rather than reselling it. I used to resell it, but it's still pretty tough. But I feel like it's getting cleaned up a little bit. But the apps make it rough. Couple of apps make it rough, whereas sometimes you don't know what app to even use, or even to even go to. Like, oh, is it going to be released here, or is it going to be released here? Oh, okay, you're saying I need to go get a ticket from the store and do a drawing or this and that, because some stores may say, okay, cool, we doing tickets, and you go to that store. Okay, most likely, if you don't have somebody at that store or know anybody, most likely you're probably not getting a ticket because people at the store, of course, they're going to hold out for their friends, their family, the ones who are like, okay, cool, I can hold a ticket for you. All right, let me hold that ticket, and we'll just save it to whenever you get here, because these big company stores are saying most of the time if a release comes out, you have to sell all those shoes by a certain time because that's the norm. Now, sometimes knowing that they have to be sold at a certain time, let's say if somebody say, hey, I can't make it to the store until like 5 o'clock. All right. Even though you know that's supposed to be gone, that shoe, all they do is just probably scan it in the morning, pay for it, hold that shoe in the back for the person who they want to actually come pick it up. So it's still tricky to get the shoe that you want. Knowing more people, of course, is easier for you to get it. So, like, you'll see some guys still flipping sneakers at 50 years old, 60 years old, because that's what they used to. Just because it's not because they have to, but that's what they enjoy. They love the thrill of it, knowing that, oh, I have this connect, I can get this shoe, not because I want it, just because I can get it. And they'll probably resell it, only made like $20 off of it just because. But
so, like, do you think the actual people that release these shoes have some impact on the game as far as, they're purposely not releasing that many shoes as it is. And I think that's like a business model that a lot of companies have been using for a long time now. I don't know who started it first, but from what I remember, like I said, going back to Supreme, that's the first maybe streetwear brand or whatever that I've seen that they purposely release limited pieces of everything that they drop just because they know that it's a demand for it. And I guess it being rare builds up the hype of the brand. And I guess overall, if you have too much of anything, I guess it'll dilute the brand. If anybody can get it, then it's like, well, do I really want it? Like a lot of people want what they can't have. So with that, you're already not releasing that many pieces or releasing that many shoes. And then for people that can't get them, they have to pay the resale price. And then the resellers are taking advantage of that because they know that it's not that many of these shoes or whatever. So they know it's going to be worth a lot because of that. So it's like, can you really blame the resellers for taking advantage of a business model that a lot of businesses are using? Or like, you can't really get mad at the reseller, I don't think. Because it's going to be a business at the end of the day. And people that's taking advantage of it. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I don't like is when somebody comes into the shoe thing and they never really been into shoes.
True.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not knocking anybody with the business thing because you go get your money and it is still legal. So I'm definitely not knocking you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the only thing is you coming into something that we love the whole time.
Yeah.
And now you just trying to sell it back to us.
Right.
So it's like, dang, like just like the Yeezys today. Couldn't get our hands on them because people that have never really been into the sneaker thing, they was using bots and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, we ain't gonna be able to.
I mean, but that goes back to like the major companies, like the ones who are releasing the sneakers, knowing that, okay, they're influencing it. Like back in maybe like 2010, you could just walk in the store on any given day and say, oh, this retro came out, let me go get it.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're purposely limiting these, like this amount, like to go and like give you these shoes. Like, all right, this is gonna drop this Saturday at 10 a.m. But they're not gonna tell you how many that's coming out, but they're limiting them on purpose.
Right.
And because they have these influencers also too to hype up the sneaker. Like sometimes some of these sneakers don't look all great, but they'll have an influencer hype it up.
Right.
You keep seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
The algorithms on the social media, so you're gonna keep seeing it, and when something that you keep seeing might possibly grow on you. So it's like, all right, cool, that grew on me. Oh, this is what this is going for. All right, let me try to buy it so I can resell it, even if I don't want it, if I'm not all the way sold on it, but I see the hype for it.
The sad part is, it was like one of Nike old workers was saying, nothing is ever truly sold out.
Right.
We keep everything in the warehouse on purpose, and that's why you see multiple restocks over and over and over. Because nothing is ever truly sold out. So they know what they're doing. They just sit and they like, yep, we're going to build it up. Then they're going to want, just like the Jordan 1s. They know what the resellers are doing now. That's why they marking the Jordan 1s prices up now.
Mm-hmm.
They making it, they went from 160 with tax, going to be 170. Now it's 170 with tax is 180. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, like it's especially with like the consignment shops, and so I understand why the consignment shops, their prices go up. Let's say, because that's how they get their bread. The consignment shops is market up the prices, because if they want to be an official licensed dealer to either Jordan or Nike or something like that, they have to pay that 170 back to them or 180 back to them, and now they also have to make the money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, we gotta pay y'all because we want to still be that dealer or that licensed person, but we also want to make our own money too. So it's like, all right, cool. Rather than we just want to sell these for 190, we gonna sell it for maybe about 2 or 3. Well, not 2, I mean, but like for like 3 or 350 or something like that. So then other websites prices look at the consignment shops and say, all right, cool, we gonna stay sort of in that same ball range just to compete.
Oh, so that's how they kind of come up with how much the shoes are worth on the resale market?
Yeah. I think it's hype also built into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, the wave runners. People used to joke on them and say they look like dash shoes, but you keep seeing celebrities with them. So it's like, all right, cool. They pretty hard to find. That just ups up the value because the people you see with them and the rarity of them, like the Red Octobers. You don't really see them that much, but
Ugly.
hey, some people say they're ugly. Some people say they look good, but just because who you seen with them and the name on them, that's how it goes.
Yeah, a lot of marketing is involved with that, man. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like, but do you think like releasing more? Like, a lot of people were upset, I guess, that I don't know that if Yeezy is doing this now or if it was just a thought. Like they were saying they're going to start releasing more Yeezys on every release, like not make it as rare. I guess it'll still be kind of rare, but they want to start releasing more pairs of Yeezys. Is that kind of going to dilute the brand, or keeping it rare keeps your prestige in some sort as a brand? How do y'all see that?
I think as a brand, they still Yeezy as a brand has still kept its same name throughout all of it, but the prices there's a chart. I looked at it like the other day, how the ones that came out before, their value was going up because they are becoming harder to find, and it was less of them. Now the ones that are being made today, there are more of them being created, but the resale value is dropping for them. Like the ones that he first came out, like the version 1s and version 2s, like the resale value's up in like the 1,800s now. But now today it's maybe like in the 4s and 3s and 2s, just depending on what shoe you're talking about. Like the boots they came out at 2. You could probably buy it for like $250 now or $270. The shoes are what do they sell for? The shoes like at 2, right?
I think 200.
It depends. Like the wave runners, they come out at 3.
So it just depends on what shoe it is and the color scheme, and if the hype is around it.
And if they stop restocking, like the zebras, that was one of the best Yeezys ever for them.
Right.
But they done had like 3 or 4 different restocks.
So the value dropped. Like when they first came out, yeah, like the value was up there. But then, like you said, the more restocks, the value's starting to drop.
Well, I guess that's how you can kind of lose money. Just like trying to compare to like real estate. Maybe you might buy a property and it doesn't sell for as much as you thought it would, because maybe like in the case of the Yeezys, if you bought the first wave of them, if you resold them ASAP or whatever, you probably could have made some bread. But if you kept them longer and then they started putting the restock out, the shoes you already had gonna drop. So it's like, damn, I probably should have sold them earlier. So it's like a game you're trying to play with the companies.
It's kind of weird though, because like say you got one shoe and you hold on to it. Like I didn't want to hold on to the Sean Witherspoons. Cause I was like, oh, this job might drop eventually because they might restock again, because I got to restock. I sold it for $600. Now today that he ain't with Nike no more, and he ain't thinking about Nike. He said, forget Nike.
They went up, right?
They're in the thousands now.
Yeah.
Oh, so you probably could have waited.
Yeah, so it's like you never know what's going to happen.
I mean, but honestly, from what I noticed, lots of these people that do the collabs with Nike, like the ones who are actually into fashion or into sneakers, they don't. I'm not trying to knock Nike, but they don't stay with Nike. Like Sean, Kanye, soon to be Jerry Lorenzo, Fair God is leaving.
Only person.
How you know that?
Yeah, because
little rumors, watching stuff here and there.
Yeah.
And his contract is almost done with them.
I'm wondering why he didn't come out with another Fear of God shoe besides the one he came out with. I was like, okay, when do you come out with another one?
I think because also I think his second one ain't do that good. That one with that strap.
Yeah.
That
Oh, that was the second one. I thought it was like another
Yeah, that thing.
like side
But
one.
yeah, they not gonna.
Yeah.
He's not gonna stay. Like, I mean, but lots of these creators, they are creators, so they don't. Like Sean, he's a creator. He's not gonna stay with one brand and say, "Oh yeah, let me do this, let me do that." Like he's gonna hop around. Like he went from Nike, then he went to Asics, and then he's with Adidas now. Like he's want to create. He want to have different canvases.
Did he do something with Louis V too?
Who Sean?
Sean Witherspoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he doing something with Louis Vuitton. I seen like him post a picture at the Louis Vuitton factory one time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, but yeah.
I didn't see Sean staying there anywhere because he was like basically, of course, he had his company and stuff going on outside, but I saw him just as a competition winner. So I didn't really see him sticking with them long. Like I was like, he said that he was gonna be with them long at first, but I didn't see it because I'm like, bro, you just a competition. Like both sides, they won't keep you long, and you ain't want to be there long. Like you're a competition winner. If they really wanted you from the beginning, they wouldn't even made a competition.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you hit right on with that.
Yeah, that's true. So it's kind of like my last question relating to, I guess, the resale market. Back in the day, man, I guess when it comes to maybe rappers or certain figures having their own collabs, like I know we had like, G Unit and Jay-Z try to put out their shoes with Reebok. Like how come, like it seemed like now, like the artists having the shoe movement is like a big deal now. Like Pharrell has his Human Races with Adidas. Pusha T has his own Adidas shoe. Kanye got his own line. I can't think of no other rappers that have their own shoe. But it seems like it's more accepted and it's cool. It's cooler now to have like a artist inspired or artist collab shoe. So how come you think like the G Units and the Jay-Z shoes, the S. Carter's didn't work out back then? Was it because of the brand they was trying to go with?
It wasn't with the brands because some of them are still with the same brands. Like G Unit was Adidas, I believe, right?
That was, it was
Reebok.
Reebok.
Oh, was it Reebok? Yeah, well, G Unit was with Reebok, but Reebok was. I feel like they were always more on the edgier side of signing the type of people that they work with, like the type of artists that they work with. Reebok was always on the edgier side, but today the artists, I feel, from what I've heard, have more of a say of what their shoes look like, what because they're trying to create more of their brand. Back then, it was more on, let me focus on my music, and I'm gonna do a little bit here and there with the shoe, but they didn't really, work with the look of their shoe.
Right.
So
I think it's like more like the genre of music, like hip hop now is the biggest. So they like, why wouldn't we? Like it's basically going hand in hand. Like no basketball shoe is really selling for real outside of Nike.
That's true. The way you look at it. If
you really start thinking outside of stuff, and Puma tried, but it started to slide again. It's going right back down. I don't know what they're gonna do in the future, but right now it's not. It's just Nike and maybe stuff, but right now it's just Nike. Like you're not even looking at Dame's for real. You're not looking at James Harden shoe for real. Like Kawhi shoe sales, but I don't think they put that many out. That's why I think it goes so fast.
Yeah, they don't put that many out because New Balance is still trying. I feel like they're still trying to work on themselves. I feel like, all right, what is the market for these, or how is people gonna?
How can we fit in?
Yeah, like I think they're still trying to even figure out how to market Kawhi. Yeah. I think on the West Coast it's probably bigger, but on this coast of the East, there's not really a market. I've never been to a gym and seen somebody with some Kawhis on.
Yeah, that's why I think the artist runs it, because you think about it, in the locker room, what's the player listening to? He's listening to an artist, and then the artist is not listening to a basketball player. He might watch him and stuff, but I don't have to listen to him. The season off, I'm still gonna do what I got to do and still have my fans.
Right.
So it's like I think the music is really running.
But Adidas did start trying to make a little push, but it's
with players, yeah. But it's still like when you're talking about basketball shoe and you're talking about what's selling, because basketball shoes aren't selling for real, but the ones that are Nike. So it's like Because you got the Greek, you got Kyrie, you got LeBron, you got Durant.
Yeah, they have more of like the I want to say the more of the marketable faces, but I think you understand.
I would mention Kobe, but I don't like the way people doing his shoe now. So it's like I won't mention that.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that because everybody knows I'm a diehard Kobe fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really appreciate how they started doing the market for him, like when he was alive. All right, cool. You can get his shoe on GOAT or whatever, maybe for like, depending on what it is, maybe like the Cheetah 7s, you could probably maybe kind of for like 170 used or probably like 200 for new. But now you look at it, they're like 300, 400, 500. Like they wasn't being remade then or remade now. So why are the prices going up? Because he passed away. So it's like, it's a little weird. Even with Nike itself, why aren't you selling his stuff anymore on Nike.com? It's like, yeah, I understand the stuff sold out, but he had a lifetime contract with you. I think you should, uphold it, because you could still, if you really say that you care about the man the way you did, you could still take those funds and put it into his sports academy. You could put it into his foundation. Like, that's all I say about it.
And I know they got somebody looking at these apps and looking into what we doing. So it's like, why wouldn't you see the shoes that's selling real high? Why wouldn't you water the market down with those shoes so that wouldn't happen? Because people want those shoes now. And that's why the demand is so high. They like, I'm going to mark it up, water it down. It could kill that effect. Like, you see this happening and not stopping it. And you have a chance to stop it because those shoes they still have. I know they got the Grinch, Kobe still. I know they got them.
The thing is with it, the way I see it is that the big companies, these manufacturers, they don't lose. They don't lose, because I say, all right, right now they control the reselling market, because rather than you have going deeper into it, you have a lot of stealings and killings over these retros that come out. So it's like, all right, cool. The way to eliminate that is you put more out. That will lessen the crime. If you just put more out, you're gonna still make your money regardless. Rather than, we're gonna limit some, give you a little bit right here. All right, a couple months later, we gonna say, we gotta restock. All right, we restock with a little bit, restock again, because it's like, all right, I want them, or I know I can't get them later on. Let me just go ahead and pay this $200. Right. But if you just go ahead and put out what you're originally gonna put out, just put that out.
But how does it affect people mentally that's buying these shoes? Like, by you putting out a lot of shoes that makes it easier for people to get. I'm just asking you personally, that do you care if a lot of people have the same shoe that you have, or you just buy shoes because you like the shoe? You don't care who else has them.
I buy the shoe because I like the shoe. I don't really care who else has them.
Because a lot of people
it's all about
some
your
people
style
don't like that.
too.
Right.
What is it? Like, I had the Shans, but you weren't really a big fan on the Shans. So I kept my Shans, even though he hit. He sold them because he was like, I hit, but I don't really want them.
Right.
But it was just like, all right, cool. Like, like some people playing certain basketball shoes because of the comfort. Some people can't play in them. But it's just, for me, it's just, I don't really care who has them, because I know that that's what I like. That's what I like. That's what I'm going to go with.
The Shans, it was a nice shoe, but for them to try to market it as a limited shoe, and then I started to see everybody with it, I was just like, I don't really need this, because it's not like a top priority type shoe to me. Like, now if I was like a top priority shoe, that's the shoe I want. That's the shoe I'm gonna get. Like, I don't care who else got it. But if you're gonna market it as a limited shoe, and then everybody see like they got it, because when you walk around, you like, dang, that person got it. That person got it. You like,
let's be honest. Everybody ain't got it, because some people have UAs which are
Oh yeah,
unauthorized.
some people got fakes, but
They did fakes.
the fakes are so good these days that I can't tell if you walking
can get
past
some
me that they
grade A
fakes.
fakes,
So
and you can get some grade B fakes. The grade A is gonna be basically it's gonna be that same shoe, but it might have one little stitching that's off that you can't notice.
So I'm just trying to go on what you just said. So how does these apps, they verify if the shoes is real or not? Do you think some fakes get through the cracks and people are buying fakes?
StockX are getting it. I'm not saying it because I ain't never got a fake from them, but StockX are getting exposed for letting a lot of fakes through.
That's why I brought that up because I heard the same thing.
I know they have like GOAT verification too, but there are some really good quality fakes where it's all right. Like for instance, like the UAs are basically this is the legit same shoe that was made with the quote unquote real, but it's just maybe Nike said, you know what, I don't need this. I don't need these many shoes. All right, y'all just keep these. So these numbers didn't get punched in the system, and these are now UAs, unauthorized. Basically your same shoe, they just not in the system with the number. Now you may have like some good quality A fakes, which are like, your same thing, but like I said, it's maybe like a little stitching off, or one of Jordan pinkies is a little bit to the left on that ball rather to the right. It's just
That ain't one of his pinkies. You only see one hand.
that is true.
Kind of dude you got.
No, you do get to see.
Sometimes the fingers.
Yeah.
The fakes. I thought the fakes were when you see all the fingers, right?
No, those are reals now. You can see the fingers.
Oh, those are reals now.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I've been out of it for a minute.
Yeah.
I know back in the day when you saw the
you couldn't
fingers,
see
you was like, them Jones fugazi type janks.
But yeah, that's how they keep you on your toes too, because they're always changing something.
Right.
So it's like, all right, cool. Maybe you're gonna be like, you got the fakes, but nah, this is the 2013 third batch. This isn't the 2015 first batch.
Right.
Like you can actually tell by looking in the tag in your shoe. If you actually like really studied it, you can look at the tag, see the dates of when it came out. It's like, or when it was created. It's like, okay, cool. Does that match up with a date that's on GOAT? Because you can go on GOAT, look at the dates, be like, okay, all right, they match.
So you saying some of the companies like that make these shoes, how you were saying like a stitch might be off. You said those are unauthorized ones. Are you saying? So you think they're still trying to sell those, or
no? The company don't sell them. They just say, all right, cool, we don't need them.
Okay,
so they the manufacturer probably just keep them.
Or it's like or employee a backdoor.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like those like UNC like Jordans, like the legit ones, Michigan Jordans, Oklahoma players are really selling them. And don't get me wrong, I'm with if the player get it, it's their shoe. They can sell all they want. So I don't think none of those players should be penalized for none of that. They was getting penalized for selling their shoes.
That's wild. They don't let me do none of that.
That's crazy. I'm getting penalized for selling my shoe.
Yeah.
That was given to me. That's like you saying I can't. That's the whole
NCAA, man. Yeah, we can do a whole other podcast on that.
Man, you can have a documentary on that.
Or somebody coming soon with that. I don't know who.
Somebody.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's real interesting just talking about this, and just appreciate y'all coming out, to speak on this. Cause that's why I kind of wanted y'all to be on this podcast about this topic, because I know y'all some real sneakerheads. Y'all have a lot of knowledge about that, man. And like I said, it's more. I feel like if you look deeper into it, man, it's like a business that you can make money from it, and it's like a culture, man. It's crazy, and like how long do you think this trend? Well, I don't want to say it's a trend, but do you think like how everything has evolved from standing in line for shoes, now you gotta get a raffle online now? Like, how far would this go? Like, is the kind of system they have now would be the same for a while, or like what do you see it going from now?
Wherever technology takes it.
Right.
That's, to be honest, because I remember back like in 2011, 2010 when I was working at a shoe store, it was it's nothing like how it is now. It
Mhm.
was, we had more, like I said, we did our backdooring, but now it's yeah, like wow, that's a
inside joke.
yeah, but the back door out, the shoes out the back door,
Yeah.
but but yeah, yeah, it's crazy now because like I said, you got more apps. Nah, cause y'all got me with the.
You got yourself, man. You somewhat.
I think they gotta change a lot. So it's like the new Foot Locker app, like what's it called? Flex.
Yeah.
It's messed up already. Like,
Oh yeah.
like today when you try to get the court purples, you couldn't even log in. They logged you out and you'll get an error when you try to log in.
Mm.
So it's like they got a lot of work to do. And then they trying to basically, when you get all these points, you could trade it in for a cruise or a t-shirt or something like that. We like, bro, just give me my $20 off my shoes again.
But think about the ones who get most of the points. The ones that know somebody who working at the store.
And,
so it's gonna have to start with the bigger companies.
And they said people doing the way they getting their points is you go buy a shoe that you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Like during the week, you go buy some random shoe and you just keep building your points. And they said that's how people hit because the more points,
oh right,
Mm-hmm.
it's the best chance for you.
Yeah, because you're more liable to buy something versus somebody who doesn't buy that much or just want to just buy when there's a release. They're not gonna look towards you because it's like, no, this person supports us more. So it's more like a loyalty program.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
It's the algorithms, the tricks, all of it, but it starts with the bigger companies, the actual manufacturers, the ones who are releasing the shoe. It starts out with them. They're the ones who set the tone for all of this. Not the smaller stores, not the consignment or the resellers. Like we could be mad at resellers all we want because some people are mad at them and say it's bad for the culture, but these bigger companies, the ones who are actually selling the shoe, sets the tone for the market.
Right.
Hey Nike, if you need any workers, my name Chick. Just hit me up. I live in Hampton. I'll fly to Oregon.
Boy, that ain't your real name. Better tell me your government name.
No, I can't tell them government. I don't know who listening.
Oh man, but yeah, man, this is a good conversation, man. Like I said, I'm glad to have y'all out here, man. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. So yeah, I just know this, man. Like sneaker culture isn't going anywhere, man. It's been around for a long time. I just see it getting even bigger than what it is now. And yeah, just gotta wait for the future, see what the future holds for it, man. Just gotta keep looking. But yeah, shout out to all our Spotify listeners, YouTube listeners, Apple Podcast listeners, man. Y'all stay safe out there in these streets. And it's Easter tomorrow. Well, actually, it's Easter right now. It's past 12 o'clock, so happy Easter to all of y'all. Like I said, man, during this quarantine, y'all just stay safe. If it's a new skill you can learn, man, you got plenty of time to learn a new skill or just, find out more information about something that you maybe haven't had time to do at first. So let's just try to use this time just to benefit us as much as possible, even though it doesn't look like you can really benefit from it at all. But just try to think outside the box and just try to use it to your advantage and just, let's all help each other out. Let's all be great. So
can I add on to that?
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
Take this time for self-care.
No doubt.
Take this time for self-care. I don't mean to be cliche, but everything happens for a reason. So, some people say they feel like the world has stopped, but if the world has stopped, it's time to take care of yourself. So, self-care.
No doubt, man. Yes, sir. And on that note, I messed it up. On that note, this is David Carmichael II. Got my boy AJ out here again. My boy Chick.
Thank you.
And this is episode 33 of the Caption the World podcast. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Be blessed.